Sounds good. We are ready to go. We definitely have a quorum. We've got a lot of folks on the line.
Good. Well, we'll call the meeting to order. Thank you and good morning, everybody. This is Lake County Council Mayor's Transportation Committee. Today is January 21st, 2021. Happy New Year, everyone. As we normally do, we start the meeting with a round of introductions. I am Bob Phillips with the Village of Deerfield, and Mike is going to take roll call. Mike?
All right. I'm try and make sure I get everybody. I'm going to start with municipalities and then we'll move on to other folks. So first we have Ed Matrix from Antioch.
Yes, sir.
Stephanie Hannon, Bannockbury.
Yes, here.
And it's Adrian Marquez from Beach Park. Mark Huber from Beach Park.
Present.
Darren Monaco, Buffalo Grove.
Here. I'm here.
Bob Phillips, Deerfield.
Here.
Keelan Noonan, Fox Lake.
Ann Marin for Fox Lake.
Right. Nick Leach, Gurney.
Present.
Erica Frabel, Hawthorne Woods.
Morning, here.
Michael Talbot, Killdeer.
Hello, everybody. Here.
Bob Ellis, Lake Forest.
I am here.
Kevin Carrier, Lake County.
Present and good morning, everyone.
Paul Kenzior, Libertyville.
Here.
Wally Dietrich, Lincolnshire.
Here.
Clay Johnson, Lindenhurst.
Here.
Mayor Jacob, Long Grove.
I'm present. Thank you.
Ed Wilmes, North Chicago.
Here. Thank you.
Mayor.
Good morning, everyone.
Mayor Rockingham from North Chicago.
Here, and Happy New Year.
Steve Shields,
Here.
Round Lake. Dave Kilbane, Round Lake Beach.
I'm here.
Mike May from Volo.
Here.
Mayor Rybeck from Wadsworth.
Here in Wadsworth.
Is there any other municipalities that I missed?
Mike Brown just jumped on from Lake Zurich.
Thank you, Mike.
Hey, Mike, it's Mark Kozlowski. Thomas is supposed to join us from Waukegan.
Thanks, Mark. All right. And then
Mike,
I
this
have-
is Adrian with Village of Beach Park.
All right, thanks, Adrian. All right, and then we have Kelsey Passy from the Tollway.
I'm here.
Linda Soto from Pace.
Here. Happy New Year.
Rick Mack from Metro. Caitlin Renteria from Metro.
Hi, I'm here.
Tim Dilsaver from Pace.
Good morning. Here.
Alex Hosa from Local Roads.
I'm here.
Mary Weber from CMAP.
Good morning.
Joe Serdam from the council staff.
Here.
And then Matt Smith,
Here.
Mark Buen,
Here.
Ben Vanderwall,
Here.
Mark Kozlowski,
Here.
Chris Bouchard,
Here.
Greg Ellinger,
Present.
Peter Storer,
Here.
Dwayne O'Laughlin,
Here.
John Vanna,
Good morning. Here.
Dan Brinkman,
Good morning, I'm here.
Scott Drabicki,
Scott is here.
Thomas Gill,
Here.
Brian Plum. Is there anyone else that I missed?
Sorry.
Joel Christel.
Thanks, Joel. All right.
All set. Thanks, Mike. And we're going to move right into the agenda. And the next thing on the agenda is approval of the meeting minutes from October 22nd, 2020. Is there a motion for approval?
Motion for approval, Mr. Phillips. Ryback.
Second, Ellis.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, we'll do roll call. Mike?
I'm just gonna call municipalities' names and Antioch.
I'm abstaining since I wasn't part of the last meeting.
All right. Bannockburn,
Aye.
Beach Park,
Aye.
Buffalo Grove,
Aye.
Deerfield,
Yes.
Fox Lake,
Yes.
Gurnee.
Aye.
Cawthorn Woods,
Yes.
Killdeer,
Aye.
Lake Forest,
Aye.
Lake Zurich,
Aye.
Lake County,
Aye.
Libertyville,
Aye.
Lincolnshire,
Aye.
Lindenhurst,
Aye.
Long Grove,
Aye.
North Chicago,
Aye.
Round Lake,
Aye.
Round Lake Beach,
Aye.
Volo,
Aye.
and Wadsworth.
Aye.
Right.
Thank you. Moving into agency reports. First up is Katie Hurtis with IDOT Bureau of Local Bureau of Programming.
Katie couldn't be here today. She said she was double booked, but she did send me her status sheets, which I will email out this afternoon. But she did just say that the items in bold on her status sheets are the changes from last time. There aren't many. There's only a couple pages here. And that she just wanted everyone to know that email is still the best way to get a hold of her. The Bureau of Programming is still working remotely from home, and that they are currently working on IDOT's new multi-year program. If there are any questions, email is the best way to get a hold of her. Her email is on these sheets, and I can also pass them along if anyone has any questions.
Perfect, Mike. Thank you. We'll roll right into Bureau of Local Roads and Streets. Alex Hosa, I know you're here.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks, Bob. And in the status sheet, I have actually like around 5 changes who I just need updated for the phase 1 design approval. The first one, item number 3, the Grand Township, Fish Lake. I just need a new design approval date. The date you have right now estimated expired from last year. And the second one will be item number 15. And that's going to be the next page. It's in Lake Forest. The estimated approval, design approval is December 31st, 2020. We just need new design approval. If the consultant or the local agency can contact us with the new date. And next will be item 16, Libertyville, Rockland Road. The estimated design approval, I have it from last year. Actually, I need another new design approval date for that one. And next under it will be number 17. It's the next page, Libertyville Township. The same thing, I do have estimated design approval November last year. I just need another fresh one. And the last one, it will be item number 21. It's in the last sheet. Round Lake Beach. I need design approval because it's due by the end of this month, and we just need a new design approval date for that one. That's all what I have. And if you have any questions or anything, please let me know. And at the same time, if you need to contact me, just email me. Don't call us in the office because we're working remotely from home too. And I don't get my messages from the office. And everyone knows my cell phone number, and I can give it, if Mike contact me all the time. And if you have any questions, just contact Mike. Mike will give you my cell phone, and we can have any meeting or any conversation or any questions you need. That's all what I have. Any questions, anything?
Alex, I do have a couple questions. regarding Rebuild Illinois bonds. You know, some of the information out there is pretty confusing. We've had some conversations with you, which has really helped to clear that up. Some questions that I have that maybe some of the other people in the room might have is how does this money require a resolution that's similar to an MFT resolution? If you're planning on using it in a construction year?
Sure. What happened with this bond is different because I want to keep track with it, that the amount you receive is going to be in the MFT account, but under separate account. And you can use it exactly 100% as MFT because now in your MFT account, you have your MFT allotment comes every month from Springfield, and now you have that money came from the bond. Any penny you take from the bond, you still have to go to your board to approve resolution to take whatever you have from Illinois bond, similar to what you do with the MFT. And the way you can track them, you use the same resolution or the same forms from the MFT. For example, if you have like a project, you need to use half Rebuild Illinois, the other half MFT. We need two resolutions, one for the MFT and the same resolution, whatever you take from the Rebuild Illinois, and you need to write in your handwriting in the top the one for the Rebuild Illinois bond fund. This is for the other thing in the future.
Okay, that helps. Where can we learn about the qualifying expenses for a project that uses Rebuild Illinois bonds? Is that, you know, is it similar to an MFT project in the use? Is there information out there that would make it clear?
You mean like what project would be bondable projects? Which one is not?
So I guess more so, what items are participating items? I think water main is probably not covered under, the use of this money. Sanitary sewer may not be, but in other words, storm sewer and roadway improvements might be. So is there information somewhere written that we can look at to see that?
It is like in the first circular letter we received in 2020-16.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, it says any projects is you can use it for MFT. You can use it for Rebuild Illinois.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like any roadway from right of way to right of way. If you have a reconstruction project, if you keep looking down, it will in the top. I think Mike, where it says 13 years.
Yeah. So actually, in
this area, where it says allowable overlay have been questioned. That's in this area here.
In October 20th, IDOT sent out a circular letter with some revised guidance that more specifically gets into overlays and some of the questions that folks were having. And then they also sent out another circular letter last week on the 12th. And in that circular letter, they are asking all of the local agencies to submit an online form for each project that you anticipate using the Rebuild Illinois bond funds. There's a Google form link in the circular letter. We also included it in the council email with the meeting materials for today. And they're asking everyone to, it's like 10 forms, your email, your village, the county, the district, and then location of the project, a brief description, dollar amount, how much you anticipate using the Rebuild Illinois bonds, and when you anticipate the work starting. It doesn't hold you to use the funds for that project, but IDOT is trying to get an estimate of where people are going to be using it. I know as of just before the holidays, we were told by IDOT that, through the first two installments, they had sent out about $500 million statewide to local agencies, and only about 5 million had been obligated. Part of that is, these things take time, and we have through 2025, but I think IDOT is also trying to build the case that, there is need for these, and, they're issuing the bonds and paying the interest. They want to be able to show what they're being used for. So they're asking everyone to fill out that form, one for each project, by February 16th.
And this is like what Mike saying, this is just for recording purpose. The new circular letter, the one Mike was referring to, came back in December. The circular letter number 2021-04. This is for recording purposes. And any project eligible for MFT, it will be eligible for RBI, for reconstruction. And we need minimum to get life out of it 13 years. You cannot just mill inch and a half, put back inch and a half. We need payment design to prove you're going to use it. You can get life out of it 13 years. At the same time, if the local agency already bid a project after July last year, they can go back again, send me a letter from the local agency with the letterhead, with the project information, and we can replace whatever you spend in the MFT with Rebuild Illinois. But the project has to be left after July last year. At the same time, you can use these funds for your federal projects matching, the 20% match. You can use the Rebuild Illinois bond. Instead of using your MFT funds, you can use Rebuild Illinois bond. And for any local agency receiving less than $45,000 each payment, they can use it for maintenance. If you receive more than 45, you cannot use it for maintenance. It has to be construction project. Bob, did I answer all of those? Or?
Yes, that was very thorough, and thanks to you and Mike. That was great. And if anybody has questions, who can they contact about that? Is there more than one person?
You can contact me directly.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a project you want to use, you can just contact me directly. And all what I need from the local agency or the county in their letterhead, explain the location and the description of the projects, and refer circular letter 2020-16 and send it to me by email, PDF, and I will reply back to you as approved.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'll be the 100% contact person for Rebuild Illinois bonds.
Wow. Okay, it's gonna keep you busy. Thanks, Alex. Great information.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Anytime.
Anybody have any questions other than that for Alex?
A follow up on that, Alex, if I could. For the bond funds, do they have to be expended by 2025, spent by 2025, or committed to a project by 2025?
Spend it.
Spent it. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's phase.
Thank you.
Phase 2 qualifies also, right? Phase 2, phase 3 on construction.
Correct.
Okay.
And you can use it for engineering even. Like
Yep.
if you have, like you want to use it for phase 1 engineering or phase 2 engineering, you can.
So can the bond funds be used for the local match for other?
Yes.
Okay.
For federal projects.
Wow,
Perfect.
that's
Thank
good. All right, anyone else? I'm hearing none. We'll move on onto the Illinois State Toll Highway Report. Lauren Platt.
Hi, my name's Kelsey Passy. Actually, I'll be the one taking over presenting for the tollway for you guys. So nice to
Morning,
meet
Kelsey.
everyone virtually. Okay, so beginning with my report in the budget, in December 2020, the Tollway Board of Directors approved a balanced 2021 budget with $1.42 billion in revenue. It was allocated to fund maintenance and operations, debt service, transfers, and capital investments for the 294 mile system. The 2021 budget will allow Tollway to commit $1.53 billion in capital spending, including funding for the 10th year of the Tollways Agency's 15-year Move Illinois Capital Program. Operations during COVID, we're all still currently working from home. Mainline toll plazas, automatic toll payment machines, and in-person customer service centers are offline. So toll collection is handled via iPass, EasyPass, and through the Tollways website as an effort to mitigate the spread of coronavirus in the region. Reform and relief. In June of 2020, we launched a tolling initiative, which not only reduced the initial cost of missed tolls that were from $20 to $3 per toll. We reduced all outstanding $20 and $50 fines to $3. That was through the end of 2020. But we've seen a lot of success with more than 17% of all outstanding notices cleared, actually saving the customers $100 million in fines. Since we did see such a success, the Tollway Board granted a 6-month extension until June 2021 for customers with existing missed tolls to participate in the violation relief program. More information on that is on the Tollways website. As for construction, in 2020, the Tollway moved forward with all scheduled construction projects, as well as roadway maintenance and repair work system-wide. In Lake County, the Eden Spur Tollway reconstruction has been completed, and wrap-up work for local road improvements will be completed in early 2021. The Tollway Board approved a contract to rebuild the Stern School Road Bridge over I-94 near Gurnee. Work will begin in 2021. This will include a full closure and detour. A project page has been added to the project section on the Tollway website, and information will be added as it becomes available. With that concludes my report. Are there any questions?
What's the start date on the Stern School Road Bridge?
I just have that it's in 2021. We're waiting on our meeting to get the exact date, but I can get that to you once I do have that.
Sounds great. Thanks, Kelsey.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? Thanks, Kelsey. Nice meeting you.
Thank you. You too.
Moving on to the CMAP report, Russell.
Good morning. It's actually going to be Mary from CMAP. Just a few updates to share with you all. CMAP is accepting funding applications for regional transportation projects through Friday, March 5th. CMAP is also gathering information to inform a collaborative capacity building program focused on helping make permanent the innovative pandemic-inspired improvements that communities piloted in 2020. We would like to hear what your communities tried in 2020, explore how we can help others in 2021, and ultimately figure out how to keep the most positive and impactful changes that began as experiments in response to the pandemic. I am going to place a link to that very quick survey in the chat box in a moment. If you would all please take a look at it. And then one final announcement. I just want to make sure everyone's aware that CCDOTH has announced the 5th round of Invest in Cook funding. The 2021 application period is open through March 12th. Program information and the application can be found on the Cook County website. And if there are any questions, happy to answer those.
No questions? Got your link. Thanks, Mary. All right, moving on to the RTA report.
Don't believe we have anyone from RTA here today.
Okay, I didn't think so. All right, thanks, Mike. Is there any information from them that we're going to send out?
I have not received anything.
Okay. Okay, moving on. Rick Mack, Metro.
Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, sorry, I was muted during the roll call. Let me begin with our local Lake County Metro projects. The Waukegan Station, Union Pacific's going to begin rehabbing the bathrooms in that station next week. I was informed of that yesterday. So that, again, will be a 2021 project. It'll probably take 2 or 3 months for them to complete that project. What they're doing is expanding the footprint of the existing bathrooms, rehabbing them and making them ADA accessible. The North Chicago Station, that's scheduled for an overall rehab. North Chicago is actually performing this project. Metro's passed the dollars through. This project is expected to begin construction in the first week of April. I expect it will take about 4 to 6 months from start to finish to complete that project. Other news is the Metro Board approved purchase of up to 500 new modern rail cars. These are cutting-edge design, will deliver enhanced passenger experience while significantly reducing operating costs. About 40% of Metra's current fleet of 840 cars are rated in marginal or poor condition, although they are still operating safely. The new cars will offer increased reliability while reducing operating costs, a substantial improvement over the increased expense of maintaining the older cars. The Metro Board has been working on this acquisition since 2014. This was driven by consumer research conducted in a 2019 survey of our commuters for the new design. From the mechanical perspective, the new cars will be significantly quieter and deliver noticeably smoother ride. But one upgrade that may interest today's riders is the addition of the most advanced HVAC system available, which will scrub and circulate the air, reduce staleness, allergens, and airborne viruses. The initial order will be for 200 cars. Metro will have the option to buy up to 300 additional cars for up to 1.8 billion total. And the funds we're using for this is in 2019, if you recall, the state of Illinois passed a capital bill. So Metro is using those capital dollars to invest in our rolling stock. Finally, I'd just like to end, just to remind everybody, back in when the pandemic began, our ridership dropped significantly to almost 5% of its pre-pandemic levels. We basically creeped up to over 10%, maybe 15% by the end of summer of 2020, but then we went back down to about 10 to 8% after the spike in COVID-19 cases in the fall. And that's where we're at about right now. Again, Congress passed back the CARES Act back in the spring to get us through of about 480 million. In December, the Congress and President Trump signed it, another stimulus bill that had approximately $14 billion for transit nationwide. Transit nationwide was asking for about 32 to 34 billion, so we got a little less than half of our request. We don't know what that exact figure is going to be because the Chicagoland region, again, those dollars will be parceled up between CTA, PACE, and Metra, but we'll find that out hopefully in the near future. And then also some other good news, and we're hopeful the Biden administration has put in $20 billion for transit nationwide in their proposed legislation that obviously is going to be debated over the next week and month. So with that, I'd be glad to answer any questions you might have.
Rick, I have a question for you.
Sure.
In Deerfield and in other communities too, I know where there's a train station, there are a lot of parking lots around the train stations that the municipality often maintains and under agreement with Metra.
Mhm.
And we've been maintaining ours, we've been plowing ours this year so far. I've heard some other communities talking about not plowing and not maintaining the parking lots this year, just due to the lack of people parking in those lots.
Mhm.
Does Metra have a position on that at all?
No, very good question. What we're recommending to communities when they come to us is we're recommending that if you'd like, and we understand through the winter to save costs, if you want to reduce and not plow up to 50% of your parking spaces. Obviously, all the municipalities are very smart on how to manage their parking lots. So you can see which lots are being used and you want to leave some there, some flexibility for additional spaces.
Mhm.
But up to 50% of the spaces, if you do not want to plow those as a cost saving measure, Metra supports that. You can look at, Bob, you can look at the Lake Cook Road station.
Mhm.
Metra manages that parking lot, and there's about 50% of that parking lot that Metra's contractor is not plowing at this time.
Okay, that's good information. Thank you.
Good question.
Does anybody have any other questions? Okay, moving on to the PACE report. Tim?
Yeah. Good morning again, everybody. Just wanted to share with the committee on Monday, PACE North Shore Garage was presented the prestigious Drum Major Award by Waukegan Township. The award is to honor various individuals, in this case, PACE North Garage, in Lake County communities for outstanding service provided during COVID. Director Soto and I could not be prouder of these employees and their efforts. I would like to do is play a short video that we created for the presentation and the ceremony. And it just gives a short 1-minute overview of things that are happening at Pace North Garage.
My name is Linda Soto, and I have the honor and privilege to represent Lake County on the PACE Board of Directors. I couldn't be prouder than today, and that is because of the work of our dedicated team, like those who work at PACE's North Division. Their performance and commitment to our community shows what it means to be a public servant. They are truly heroes moving heroes.
We provide a service that people depend on, and we take pride in doing that as best we can and as safe as we can. We have buses that are sanitized throughout the day, and each day there's a thorough check that goes through the entire bus, including the air filter system. Passengers are also reminded that they should be wearing a mask. So everybody does their best to try and keep it a safe place for our riders.
We have over 78 employees who work up in our North Division garage and have been doing an unbelievable job during the pandemic, taking care of the customers who need to go to essential jobs or who just need to go to the doctor or to get their groceries. So we very much appreciate being a part of the community.
I have to also thank Waukegan Township and Supervisor Jones, not only for recognizing PACE, but for our partnership through the years, because we're successful because of our partnerships within the community and Waukegan Township and Supervisor Jones. I can't say thank you enough.
Are there any questions?
Very nicely done.
Thank you very much. It's something we're really, really proud of. Okay.
Anything else?
That's it for me. Thank you.
Okay. Tim, question for you. What's your ridership looking like right now?
Right now, I can only give you overall ridership, but I can, if you give me a couple of, maybe by the end of the day, I can let you know what we are at the county.
Sure. Very well. Thank you, Tim.
Sure.
Hi, Linda Soto. I just want to add, Tim, from yesterday's board meeting, I know our overall ridership, we've been averaging 50 to 55%, but then in the fall with the second wave of the pandemic, we dropped down to 40%. Paratransit holds steady at about 50 to 55% though.
Great. That's good information. Thanks, Linda. Okay, moving on to item number 4, Lake Council STP program. Mike's going to give us an update.
Switch screens. All right. So as we talked about at our last meeting in October, the council does have a little over $441,000 available to reprogram in fiscal year 2021. These are funds that are need to be spent in fiscal year 2021. And so we have gone through the active program management policy, and I'm going to jump back to the PowerPoint real quick. This slide is directly from the trainings that we've had, but it's also straight out of our STP methodology guidebook, the hierarchy for how we go about reprogramming funds. And so the way that our council rules are written, this can be these cost adjustments can be done at the staff level, but as this is a new program and we're going through it the first time in October, I said I would bring back a recommendation in January for everyone to be able to see what we're recommending. And so having gone through this process, as you see that the top priority is cost changes for already obligated phases. And so I'm recommending that we reprogram the $441,000 that we have available to the Village of Libertyville's Rockland Road project, which was led in April of 2019. That project was not funded at 80%. They submitted a cost increase letter and asked for up to $1.6 million, which would get them to 80%. we obviously don't have that much, but we could do the 441,000 that we have available. Part of the reason that we have the cost increases for previously obligated phases as a top priority is all it takes is an amended agreement with IDOT to be able to obligate those funds and get them spent. We're not waiting on other project phases. And so I also did look at our quarterly status updates from December. And it doesn't look like we have other projects either in the active program or the contingency that would be able to spend the funds this year based on the current status updates. That said, this is the recommendation for this $440,000, but we did get favorable bids on some council projects in November. A couple that were very favorable. And so we should see some additional funds from those low bids later this year. I'm not sure the timing of that. It's a matter of when IDOT and FHWA move those funds from authorized to obligated, and things get shifted around in the databases. Those low bid funds will come back to the council, and we will have through the end of federal fiscal year 21 and all of 22 to spend those funds. So we have a little bit more flexibility to be able to either advance projects from the out years or pull in contingency list projects. So I'll stop there. If there's any questions, I can answer them. Otherwise, we are looking for approval of a recommendation to the full council next week that we reprogram these funds to the Rockland Road project.
Is there a motion?
Motion by Kildare.
Second by North Chicago.
Any comments or questions? Mike, roll call.
Let me get back to the top of my sheet here. Antioch,
Yes.
Bannock,
Yes.
Beach Park,
Aye.
Buffalo Grove,
Yes.
Deerfield,
Yes.
Fox Lake,
Yes.
Gurnee.
Aye.
Hawthorne Woods,
Yes.
Kildare,
Aye.
Lake Forest,
Aye.
Lake Zurich,
Aye.
Lake County,
Aye.
Libertyville,
Aye.
Lincolnshire,
Aye.
Lindenhurst,
Aye.
Long Grove,
Aye.
North Chicago,
Aye.
Round Lake, Round Lake Beach,
Aye.
Volo,
Yes.
and Wadsworth.
Aye.
All right.
Motion passes. Thank you. We're going to move on to a quarterly status update, I think, Mike.
Yes, let me jump back to the. So I just wanted to thank everyone for their efforts on the quarterly status updates. I know this new form is extensive, and this was the first time going through it. I think moving forward, it will be a little bit easier for everyone. But I did want to point out we had three communities that did not get status updates in on time in the month of December. I worked with CMAP. This is the first time going through it, and the holidays, we, reached out directly to those communities, asked, gave them a week to get those things in, and they were all received. But just so everyone is aware, the way the active program management rules are written, it doesn't give us flexibility. It says if we don't receive status updates, if you're in the active program, you get kicked out of the active program and put on the contingency list. And if you're in the contingency list, you get removed and have to reapply. That's the letter of the rule. This is the first time going through it. We don't want to kick people out of the program over these forms, but they are really important. As we saw, we're reprogramming new funds. So I just wanted to put that out there so everyone understands that it is really important for us to have those forms. At future meetings, I just haven't had a chance in the last couple of weeks to compile all of the data from those, but you will see reports from those quarterly status updates, and we'll have an accounting summary as well of where we're reprogramming dollars. So those will be a part of future meetings, and you'll see our reprogrammed council program, so everyone understands where we're spending our money. But really, more than anything, thank you for everyone for getting those in. It really is very helpful for us and for CMAP in the region to be able to know where our projects stand, so that as funding does become available, we can reprogram and make sure we're not losing any money. So the next ones will be due in the month of March. So we will be sending those out at the end of February again with a reminder, and they're due any day in the month of March. So that's all I have for the status updates.
Thanks, Mike, and thank you for keeping on top of it. You get a lot of questions and stuff about that, and it takes up a lot of time. So thanks for all that. Moving on to item number 5 on the agenda, CMAP tip and the NEPA process.
Yeah, so I wanted to spend a couple minutes here and just walk everybody through a not so much a new rule change, but I guess new enforcement of a existing rule. So it is a federal regulation that for projects that are going through the NEPA process and are being processed as a categorical exclusion or above, an EA or an EIS or a CE, in order for the phase 1 to be approved, a subsequent phase of the project needs to be in the active years of CMAP's TIP. So we've been getting a lot of questions about this. It's really being newly enforced between IDOT and FHWA. IDOT is being told by FHWA to enforce this. It's a federal regulation. It's not something new, but it hasn't been enforced in the past. So in the past, projects have been able to advance through phase 1 and get their design approval, whether they had federal funding or not. Now, moving forward, if a project is moving through the phase 1 process, it can't get design approval until a subsequent phase of the project is put in CMAP's TIP. It does not have to be a federally funded phase for that subsequent phase in the TIP, but we can't put in subsequent phases with local funds if you're hoping to use federal funds for those phases. CMAP has a document on their website that's a Q&A that I've taken bits and pieces of for this on our PowerPoint, and I will send the link out this afternoon to everyone to where that document is. What they're looking for, for what they mean by committed funds. So for the subsequent phases, if you are looking to use phase 2, federal funds for phase 2, you need to be in the active program of the, if the council program or the SDP shared fund or the CMAQ program, and have an award letter that can be uploaded to the TIP to show that those funds are committed. State funds, you need an email or an award letter. You can use local funds if you're going to locally fund phase 2. They do need either a letter from the municipality or a resolution committing to those funds, or a CIP that shows that you're using your local funds. And so what I wanted to really point out here is what this can do to project timelines, especially for communities that are looking to get federal funds for phase 2. And let's just look at where we are today and the council program. So it's January of 2021. If you've got a project that's getting close to wrapping up its phase one, and you're hoping to get phase $2 from the council program. Your phase one can't be approved with design approval until those phase $2 are awarded by the council. Our next call for projects is January of next year, January of 2022. We'll score and rank the projects with final approval being October of 2022. At that point, you could get your design approval completed, take a couple weeks to a couple months, and then submit your phase two agreements, which are taking 9 to 12 months to process at IDOT. So, I mean, we're talking a couple years to be able to start phase two by having those subsequent phases if you're going to be using federal funds for engineering. So just want everybody to be aware of these timelines. If you're using local funds, you know, there are ways to put those projects in the tip. They're looking for a commitment that you're using local funds, but this could really impact project processing.
Any questions? Moving on to application information, Mike.
Yeah, so I just wanted to, as Mary Weber from CMAP pointed out, CMAP does have an open call for projects right now for the STP Shared Fund, CMAC, and TAP programs. Those are open through March 5th. The STP Shared Fund, if you recall, it's the same fund source as the council's STP program, but it's designed for larger projects that the councils typically can't fund. In order to be eligible for the fund, projects need to be in an approved plan, cost at least $5 million for all phases, or have 3 participating sponsors, and be one of the 8 approved project types. For CMAC, that is congestion mitigation air quality funds, and those are for projects designed to reduce congestion. So things like ad lane projects are not eligible, but turn lanes, intersection improvements, signal timing, those type of projects are eligible for CMAC. And then the TAP program is Transportation Alternatives Program, and those are for bike facilities. All of those, for all 3 fund sources, applications are due by March 5th. You need to have phase 1 substantially complete in order to apply. Substantially complete means either design approval, a final draft PDR into IDOT, or a draft PDR with a solid scope and cost estimate into IDOT by March 5th. So those are the fund source requirements. CMAP has done 2 webinars. The recordings are both on their website. The first one was about project eligibility and the type of projects that each program funds. It was about an hour. And the second one was how to input projects into CMAP's TIP and fill out the application workbook. If you're thinking of applying, I would recommend watching the recordings. There's also logs of all the questions and answers from those as well. They're really useful and will be really helpful. And then the last item under this is the council priority points. If you recall from 2 years ago, from the first round of the STP Shared Fund, each council got 15 bonus points that they could award to projects in the STP Shared Fund. That's been changed from 15 bonus points to make those points a part of the 100-point scale. And I believe each council gets, now I'm blanking on the exact number. I believe it's 10 points total. We can give up to 5 points for one project and lower point totals for each one. And so what we did 2 years ago was we created a very simplified like scoring system to score the projects from the Lake County area. We can also award our points to projects outside of Lake County, but we do have to provide justification if we're going to do that. So I guess looking for some feedback from the council here. Do we want to continue with a scoring system for awarding those points? And then they will be due by April 30th. So at our April meetings is we would bring a recommendation. We'll know what projects have applied and we can discuss it and approve it then.
Mike, I would think keeping with the scoring system is consistent with our past and present practice. So I would move forward with that.
Okay.
Mike, it's Lake Forest. Did you say that for the CMAQ and the TAP, those are minimum $5 million projects?
Not for CMAQ and TAP. That's just for the STP shared fund. It's 5 million total cost. CMAQ and TAP, I don't believe there is a minimum cost. And for all three, there is no maximum project size either.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions or comments on this? You good, Mike?
I am. All right.
Thank you. Okay, moving on. Is there any other business, Mike? Anything that's come up?
The only thing I'll mention is that we talked in October about creating an STP subcommittee to review the council rules. We did get volunteers for that and held the first meeting last week, I think it was. We had a nice discussion. We're going to work on putting together some text edits for reviews, and then we will be bringing some proposals back to the full group for review. The goal is to approve any changes to the scoring or the methodology by our September meetings so that everyone has a couple of months before the new call for projects starts next January to know what the rules are to be able to prepare their projects. So not much else, just that that is happening kind of separately.
Very well. Have you received any public comment, Mike?
Check as of yesterday, I had not. No, I have not received any public comment.
Okay, is there anybody in the room that wants to make a comment on anything? Hearing none, we'll move on. The next meeting is April 22nd, 2021. And I guess we're not looking for a motion for adjournment.
You can declare the meeting adjourned.
And the meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.